And good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everybody out there, and welcome to this episode of GFL Cast. Today I am joined by two very special guests, some names you might have heard before. First on the list we have Chernoshka. Chernoshka, yeah?
Hi.
And we're also joined by another streamer, Girls Frontline, Nyakuza from Australia.
G'day, how's it going?
So let's get into today's topic. So we'll be starting in with, here we go, Deep Dive. So here with Deep Dive, we've all had this. We've all been getting ready for this after Arctic Warfare. Nyakuza, you've been getting ready for this as well, haven't you?
Oh, I've been trying to get ready for it, but it's been taking it out.
Have you even attempted the ranking map? I haven't even started it. I've been too focused on clearing the story, and then the rest of it is just farming for the UMP EXO that doesn't exist.
I'm basically the same, but I've started for my fellow Australian, the F1.
Oh, you mean Acre? Yes, we've also been farming for A. I farmed for Acre when I was getting Groza, and I happened to get two back-to-back Grozas when I was actually farming for her. Chat, please don't kill me. And Cherno, you started back around on the Taiwan server, and how was Deep Dive for you?
It was a nightmare.
Nightmare? Why was it a nightmare?
Yeah, because at the time of deep dive on the Taiwan server, I was a really new player with about 3 weeks worth of development. So yeah, it was not a very good experience.
Ooh, so you weren't even really able to clear much of it then. Did you get to chapter 2 at least, or do you attempt chapter 3?
I was able to get through chapter 2 in order to acquire a DSR.
Did you get UMP 40 at least from the crates?
That I managed to do because you don't have to go on to chapter 3 to be able to farm crates.
And was it the same thing? You had to clear beans like just like we did, or we do?
Yep.
Oh, well, that's good. And Yakuza, how's your crate farming? I've gotten one legendary, and it's been a. I thought it was a UMP 40 at first, but no, it was the UMP 40 furniture, and so I got jibaited really hard from that.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I've just got signs. I've just got the sign.
Just signs, that's
I
it.
haven't even got the flag. Yeah, just the.
Oof. Sounds like
Ouch.
RNG is bad for all of us. All right, so next thing for introduction is the roadmap coming in for May. With May, we're going to be having the login reward, which you currently have active, the True Core Mask, which is something I am definitely looking forward to. I don't know who I'm going to use it on. To be honest, I have all the 5-star T-dolls with the exception of MG4. So I'm on a road point here if I'm going to choose MG4 for just for collection purposes, or if I should go for another shotgun. I could go for another SAT 8, and then I'll become president of the SAT 24 club, so I'll have three of them. What about you, Nyakuza?
Oh, I'm gonna go for my contender. I think I should go for something bigger because it's easier to grind for contender. But you'll see later why I really want my contender.
I see. And Cherno, if you had a true core mask on the in server, what would you use it on?
Well, my Ian server's collection rate is pretty bad, so um, but if I do have a true core mask, I will probably use it on a shotgun.
Use it on shot. Not that your P90 was your one kryptonite though.
Well, there's that, but in terms of collection, on my Taiwan server, there are so many other new T-dolls that I was not able to get. So,
So there's a lot of things you still need to go after.
yep.
So one core mask is not enough. You can just do your daily runs, but then again, RNG is kind of a cruel mistress to all of us, if I'm not mistaken.
RNG gives, RNG takes.
And then the next thing we have on the roadmap is the costume lucky bag or the anniversary grab bag. Now, based on the older servers, this item had 10 skins, all for 5-star T-dolls, right, Cherno?
Yep.
And 5 of those skins were for live 2Ds, the other 5 were just generic skins for a 5-star T-doll. It also contained a couple of resources, tokens, and gems, some of which we might not expect here on ours. Cherno, what was in the costume bag from the older servers?
So in the custom bag, okay, so here's the content of that bag: 520 gems, 1,000 memory fragment, which is not a feature currently out on the global server,
Mm.
1,000 calibration tickets, uh, one ring for oath, 100 procurement coins, and coupon for the
Yeah.
anniversary custom exchange.
And so obviously they're going to have to change out that memory fragments for something else. I have a feeling they might just give us data or something. And this cost 198 RMB, and that's the Chinese currency, correct?
Yeah,
So
it's roughly 25 US dollars, I believe.
so 198 RMB is about 25 US dollars. We might expect that same price here. We don't know yet, as they have not yet released the price on it. We're also going to be having a resupply gotcha, which obviously it's going to be the anniversary. You can tell from the silhouette right there, it's a DSR featuring her outfit. And then we're going to have the points event, which we're going to have Kalina's outfit. And we're also going to have a rate up on the standard and heavy production. So this includes fairies as well. How's your fairy collection going, Yakuza?
Oh, I don't want to talk about it.
No? You don't have any fairies? It can't be any
I
worse
got,
than
I got,
mine.
some, I've got some fairies, but yeah, just my resources just keep disappearing.
What are
There
you
was the
spending them on?
fairies, and then there was the raid up, and then all the other stuff. I'm still
I've
looking my.
I've literally just I've halted fairy production on mine because of the rate up. So I'm just saving up. And I'm doing handgun rolls every day because I'm trying to get another K5. I already got one K5. I'm trying to get another because I heard she's good.
I
And
could actually do some more rolls for some fairies, but I
not
I
yet.
just
You don't
really
have
need
the.
to worry about some other things.
All right, so we're gonna get into our first T-doll today. The first T-doll we'll be reviewing is M200, the not no longer pre-release exclusive for EN, as she's just now been released on the Korean and Chinese servers as well as Taiwan. So we're going over her first. And by the way, this data card for the Chaytak M200 intervention is available on the GFL Cast Discord. So if you want this data card, please feel free to visit the Discord and you'll be able to download it. It'll be there. It's not a limited edition, so you don't have to worry about it disappearing. So the Chaytak M200 intervention is a America-made gun. She's got 145 damage, 96 accuracy, 31 evasion, 34 rate of fire, crit chance of 40%, which is the standard for rifles. Her passive skill allows her to do 5% more damage to unarmored enemies. Her active, she enters a sniper mode for 9 seconds, and every 1.5 seconds, she fires a shot that does times 2 damage to the furthest target, and it decreases the damage as well by 10% for 3 seconds, and the skill is capable of doing critical hits and will never miss. But it does have to go through armor. So the M200 is also a very unique real life gun as well. What can you tell with the real life features and applications of it in Yakuza?
Yeah, so one of the main features of the M200 is, well, what everyone will probably know it iconically for, is the handle on the bottom of the gun. The reason that it has it there is because that's where the center of mass for this big 31-pound gun is. It's 14 kilos for non Americans. Um, and so the benefit of having it on the bottom is so you don't have to move the scope on the top. And with that, if you have to move the scope on the top, you have to keep re zeroing it in. So the handle on the bottom, that's why it's there. The other thing is the Chevtak actually have their own round for this rifle themselves, and it's got an effective shooting range of up to 250 2050 oh god 2500 yards, but people have had reports of them shooting over 3,500 yards to 4,000 yards. So that's like easily over 3 kilometers, 3.5 kilometers for those non Americans.
In other words, really, really freaking far.
Oh yeah, longer than a 50 cal Barrett.
And some in-game trivia. So we don't know much about M200 because she hasn't been featured in the story very much at all. She's all we know is what has been told to us based on her data card when Mika Team first released her. And what was that?
The thing is with her, she's a introverted gun. She's not very out there, all that sort of stuff. She doesn't do well with compliments, like face to face compliments and everything. She gets a bit embarrassed. She's a shy little gun.
Aww.
And she gets along with every T-doll on in Griffin because she knows a little bit about everyone's hobbies and all that sort of stuff. So she gets along with everyone.
So in
But
other words, she's
oh
something
no,
that everyone can appreciate and love and must protect.
oh yeah, definitely.
So this podcast is literally the battle of the cinnamon rolls. We have M200 versus M4A1, two very cute cinnamon rolls, if I'm not mistaken.
Please, I just read one in the chat. Yeah, M200, please quick scope me. There's also a little mechanical, little bit of in-game mechanical trivia as well. That with the Kakano sisters, just using one of the Kakano sisters in the group with her in battle will actually let her skill shoot one more time because of the cooldowns to other sniper rifles. So that's
Mm. So rather than getting
something
6 shots, she'll get 7 shots instead.
that is correct.
A fun fact that would actually make sense because the M200's magazine holds 7 rounds.
Ooh. So being able to fire 7 shots during that time, so that is, I wonder if that was intended. If that was intended, that'd be really freaking interesting. I would actually like that a lot. We won't know what they do with the infinite wisdom over there at Sunborn. Never know. And Cherno, you've done a little bit of art of Intervention, have you not? Put it on screen here for those of you who have not seen it.
Yeah, it was commissioned.
So this was a commission to draw M200, and what did they want you to do with her exactly? Was drawing a juice box, or what was this?
Yeah, they give me a reference image of a girl drinking out of a juice box, um, and told me to draw M200 like it. So, with some consideration of the gun's background, I decided that she should be drinking Capri Sun, the iconic American drink.
Oh, why not the high C juice boxes that are no longer in production for obvious reasons?
Ah, come on! No one cares about High C. We know it's all about the
Oh,
Capri
what
Sun.
about the Kool-Aid Jammers? Those exist too.
Sorry, your opinion's invalid. Capri Sun is superior.
Oh, okay then. So
I don't get any of these jokes because I'm Australian.
you're not gonna know that. It's also like Wheat Bix. People in the chat not gonna know what Wheat Bix are. They're also gonna probably not know
Oh,
what going on down to the server to get a 4 in 20 with tomato sauce.
oh yeah, the 420. Oh mate,
So you know exactly what I just said right there. You get a 4 in 20 with tomato sauce, right?
yeah mate. Yep.
All right. So with M200, you actually made an Exodia for her, if I'm not mistaken. This is essentially an Exodia team, which you have dubbed the M420 Blaze It. This is
Yeah.
I see a giant meme, but I want to know what did you do to make this team here?
Okay, so the main thing for this team is damage. We don't need to worry about the accuracy. We don't need to worry about the fire rate because of M200 skill. She only 5 seconds for 9 seconds. She never misses. So those two things we don't need to worry about. But with a scope, it will put her. I'll give her a scope as well, and that'll put her the crit chance up to 88%. So a little bit of crit as well to get it to 100. And then you got the big numbers, and they just keep on rolling.
So every shot she is going to deal is going to be a crit.
Every shot is going to be a crit. So the other thing I was working on as well is not just the tiles there. Each tile does give a up to 120 percent damage. But each one of these guns, except for Contender, there's a little bit different, will actually boost uh, a percentage damage to everyone on the field. So with all, sorry, and with Contenders, she will shoot one target, and then everyone will concentrate on that target for 5 seconds, but also increase the damage done to that target by 40%. So during the day, you will get 227% damage increase on M200. And during the night, that's a 242% damage on, well, yeah, to M200 at night,
So
shooting a
that's
boss.
of all buffs rolling, correct? Like so when
That's with
SAA.
that's with buffs and all the skills kicked in at one time.
So 227% increased damage. That's a lot of damage there. I
That is
and
a
you
lot
actually
of
tested
damage.
this, but you didn't have you don't
I
have
really
a
don't want to
contender
make a
though.
flex
So
tape joke, but it's there.
So yeah, I don't have a contender. This is why. Okay, so this is why I need the mask. This is why I need my contender. I've been trying, but I replaced contender with a HK-45 and chucked her in against Cerberus in chapter 2-4 in the vent and deep dive, and was able to two hit a three-shot Cerberus.
the hell?
And yeah, I was a bit amazed as well. But that's when he went into his animation. So I just got everyone out of there except for Grizzly because they only had a, like a pixel of health left. So Grizzly just one
Just a
shot it
little bit of
after
sliver. But
it, just
dear,
after it came out
dear
of.
God, that's a lot of damage. You just be able to just
It is a lot of.
that poor doggo, that poor doggo. Then again, it is a destroyer, and we do bully the destroyer.
Oh
Alright,
yeah.
so next we have our. Oh no, I messed this up. Let me fix that real quick. Alright, so next we have M4A1, and she is the next cinnamon roll on the list. She is the cinnamon roll, chosen by a local Chernoshka. So Cherno, why did you want to pick M4A1, Cherno? Why did you want to make her the featured T-doll?
Well, I think because that she's the cinnamon roll main character that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. People tend to like the 404 team a lot more because their stories are a lot more fleshed out in the events. But ironically, the main character teams ended up not getting too much attention.
So you decided to give them a chance at a spotlight and glory and having the world love them a little bit and go on about them.
Yep.
Alright, so M4A1, as we can see here by based on the data card, she has damage 46, which is actually very low compared to other assault rifles. Accuracy 48, evasion 48, rate of fire 79, crit chance of 20%, and unique about her, rather than buffing SMGs, she will actually buff other assault rifles, which is fitting as leader of the AR team. She'll give them a damage buff of 18% and critical rate of 30%. She has a very vanilla skill, Damage Focus T, which increases damage by 70% for 10 seconds at level 10. And next we have your team built for M4A1, Cherno. Now, before we show the team that you made for M4A1, we're going to show a piece of art that you actually made featuring the AR team. And I want to say that, chat, you guys want to see this? It is adorable. You will get diabetes looking at this picture. It is something adorable. So here we have an aged photograph of the AR team with AR-15, M4A1, M16, Row, and Sopo. So this is an adorable picture, Cheno. So why did you draw this?
Well, ever since the beginning of the story, AR team has actually never been together, not even once, and I think that's really sad to be honest. Um, by the time Ro came back to the team, because she had her own mission in a different team, M16 has already left, so they never had a proper reunion.
So this is a what if scenario, as if they were to have a reunion, or if they were all to pose together for a group photo. This is what it'd be like.
Yep.
It is adorable. So this is something that M4A1 would probably keep in her pocket, I'm guessing. So this is a photo that she would keep on her at all times.
Yeah. Something to remind her what she's fighting for.
I see what you did there, Chen. I see exactly what you did
Oh,
there. All right, so let's get on to the team. So as you notice, chat, based on the team, we have. Oh dear, I have messed this up again. So tell us about the team you have here,
Oh
Cherno.
my.
Yeah, I did. I messed that up. Let me fix that. All right, so tell us about the team while I'm getting this fixed.
All right. So this team is basically a very vanilla team. It's all the story main characters put together. The main goal of this team is actually just so they can have a reunion that actually never happened. It's something nice to think about.
So that's what you. So this again, this team that you built was based on the image that you had drawn up. You want to put them all
Yep.
together, and as far as like this is a solid team. If looking at the buffs they have and the damage they can deal. So what would you use this team for? Like what is the mentality for this team?
So the anti-rain team is they actually work pretty well together as a all-around general purpose team. They are effective against a variety of enemies. Um, Probably not bosses though. You don't want to be fighting bosses with this team. But against most mobs of different types, they will be very effective because you have AR-15 to deal massive DPS. You have RO and M16 to tank. M16 skill can stun enemies, while Ro's evasion skill and damage reduction skill can kick in, so that will actually protect the team very well. As for Submod, she has a massive amount of damage in her grenade, which will be very useful against enemies with high evasion because that grenade do not miss.
So in all, it's a very well balanced team for mobbing. It's just an all. It's a very well rounded team, in other words.
Yep, precisely.
And I'm not gonna lie, I actually did use this team as well when I was playing through the game. But the moment I got Rose 635, I just slapped her on the team and put her in this exact team. And one of the viewers just commented, "The team that has been carrying me through all content." So apparently, I'm not the only one who made this team in game. So based on what people are saying, what you brought up, this is a team that many of us have brought up, may put together, just so they can have that familial bond between the five of them. And this team was named the Family Reunion, which I find very fitting, making sure that all the girls get to stay together, even if it's not in canon.
Yeah. So a little bit of in-game trivia. Um, in what? Oh, the,
That's okay, we
the
can go back to it. So go ahead.
Alright. So, anyways, a little bit of in-game trivia in regard to the story. So, the anti-rain team, on the surface, they're a loving family, but unfortunately, as it is reviewing the story, the rest of the AR team, their sole purpose of existence is to protect M4A1. Their core directive is to protect M4A1 at all cost, which the reason of which is something you're gonna see in later events. So I'm not gonna spoil that. Um,
Appreciated.
so to some people, this might seem a little bit iffy and superficial. Although during the I'm not sure if it's okay to talk about this yet, the scene regarding Air 15, but I'm pretty sure everyone has played through that
Mm,
level already.
it's
Um,
up to the point chapter 8. So up to chapter 8 we should be good. So
okay,
point when
so
she good.
basically, yeah. Um, so during the scene in which Air 15 sacrificed herself to damage the enemy leader, Elisa, it is revealed that parapluid virus um, has erased her core directive of protecting M4, but so she actually doesn't have any responsibility to do it. Yet she still chooses of her own volition to actually sacrifice herself to protect M4. So yeah,
Oh.
even though their sole purpose and their reason for existing is to protect M4. It's a lot more than that.
Wow, that's actually surprising that she would actually do that. So she's not the only one to override the parapluvivirus, then, is she? This goes back to a
Yeah,
deep dive story as well.
yeah. During Cube, the entire objective of the Sanguis Ferri was to infect someone, from somewhat important from GNK with the paraplegia virus, and in which case it ended up being UMP45, which that is the core story in Deep Dive.
Yeah, so I would say we shouldn't continue on further on to get more spoilers regarding UMP45 regarding the deep dive story. It's just for the viewers who haven't played
Yeah,
through it
you guys
yet.
should probably play through it first.
Alright, so about the artist for M4A1, Umi Neko, they've done quite a other bits of art for this game, have they not?
Yeah, they have every member of the AR team, with the exception of AR-15, is drawn by Yumineko.
That includes M16, Sapo, and Row 635, correct?
Yep.
And then her voice actress. The voice actress, now this one right here made me very surprised. Tamatsu Haruka. She does quite a few other voices and she's actually very well known for these roles, is she not?
Some very iconic characters too. Asuna from Sword Art Online, Zero Two from Darling in the Franxx.
And she's also done some other voices for Girls Frontline as well.
Correct. So, okay, let me ask a question really quick. Does M4A1 and Lee Infield sound anything alike?
No, completely different.
Yeah, but they're the same person.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's the same voice actress. It's impressive, isn't it?
That is very impressive. Even Asuna and Zero Two are two completely different characters in a sense. The fact that she can voice all three of those, four of them is different. That is actually very surprising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she
also.
also voiced the sound gun, WA2000.
Oh, wait. The Soon Gun, Y2K, she voiced her
Yeah.
too?
Yep.
Wow. So she can do the nice, kind M4A1, sweet, the angry Tsundere Y2K, and on top of that, she did the mature veteran Lee Enfield. Wow, that is impressive. Nyakuza, you're gonna say something?
No, you got it. You got everything I was gonna say.
Sorry for stealing your thunder.
That's okay.
Oh
It's
no,
okay.
it's all good.
All right, so now we're gonna have Nyakuza's prepared section here. So Springfield's classroom, and no, I am not going to remove her glasses. She is a teacher. So she is the three core principal of the classroom. So let's go on into the scopes. So Nyakuza, you wanted to go for scopes featuring machine guns, correct?
Yep, that was my little idea. It's just because of you want your machine guns to hit everything during the nighttime battles and all that. So I thought I might help people that were having trouble.
Okay, so what can you tell us about this? So we have the three scopes, the Red Dot ITI, the EOT 516, and the VFL 624, which is the crit scope. So tell us about if we had a low accuracy machine gun. We have PK here, so she has a base of 21 accuracy at level 100. You would give her an ITI. Now there's a magic number we want to hit for accuracy. What's that magic number?
That magic number is 35. If
And
you get to 35, you'll basically hit anything at night time except for those pesky scouts.
I hate scouts. There,
Scouts.
if there's any enemy I hate in this game, it is scouts. I've gone on record saying numerous times they are the most hated enemy for me whenever I play Girls Frontline because they are just evasive as all heck. But the fact that even with machine guns, with all that spam of bullets, you're never gonna hit him. Even if you get a bunch of accuracy, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna see a huge cloud of misses around them, and that's just really frustrating.
Your handgun is gonna hit them more often than your machine guns, and that's more depression right there. And
Yeah,
if we
but
had an
they've got
accurate,
like night vision.
and then if it was a mid range, you want to give them the EOT, so that way they can throw about 20 or so. You give them an EOT to get them up to that magic number of 35. And like PKP, she has 31 base accuracy. She just give it that EOT, boom, she's above that 35, and she gets a damage increase because machine guns
Yeah,
already hit
sure.
fast enough.
Yep, they lose a little bit of rate of fire, but that's into their reload speed instead of their actual shooting speed.
Precisely.
Um, so yeah, the little damage buff as well into the EOT is yeah, a very good thing to have. With the PK though, having the ITI on her is also a good thing just because of her skill as well. Because if after she hits 3 rounds, the fourth round will hit for 2.6 times damage at level 10.
Yeah.
So just having that extra accuracy, more times she hits, the more damage she does.
Fun fact: that little shot can also crit as well. For those of you who don't know. And
Ooh.
lastly, we have if they have 35 accuracy, or if you're against armored targets primarily, you give them a crit scope because the
Yep,
damage from the crit is going to be more than the damage increase from the EOT.
yep. You got to feed the blood to the blood god Negev, and give her the crit that she needs, the specialist, and that will yeah keep those big numbers rolling and the bodies drop.
All right, so next up we're going to have Cherno's section. So Cherno, you had brought up some extra pieces of art which I've yanked from your Twitter. Yeah, you might have already know what they
Yoink.
are. So this one right here is a piece of artwork which is Sapo M4 M16 and AR-15, but there's no row here actually. There is no row. And then that is your OC. That is you, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? If you were a commander, that would be you.
Yep. I also like to drink, so yeah.
You like to drink Jack Daniels?
Not particularly Jack Daniels, but it's M16's favorite, so
So she's sharing a shot with you. Then is what it is.
yeah.
And
When
on
in
your
Rome,
and on your sleeve, you got something doodled on your sleeve there. I see your name, Chernoshka, and then 509 or S09, and then
Oh, it's
SN 499.
4999. That's my UID actually.
Oh, so on Taiwan, you have a four-digit UID?
Oh no, this is actually for EN. So
Oh,
this drawing was actually made for the art contest for around the time of Operation Q. So at the time, Ro was not in the game yet, which is why she's not in this image.
hmm. And then what's the S09 or 5? Isn't that the sector that we as a commander that we're assigned to?
Yep, exactly.
So that's what that's there for, the S09, because when we first start the game, that is the sector we're assigned to. And I'm looking at your legs. I see one of your legs is a prosthetic.
Yeah, that's just a character trait I added. I'm not a cripple in real life, in case you're wondering.
So you have a prosthetic left leg. Is your arm do you have is your right arm prosthetic as well, or is that
Yeah, so I have written kind of a fan-made story based on Girls Frontline. The commander lost his right arm quite a while ago. So during the time of Cube, he actually doesn't have a replacement arm. So it's just
ooh.
empty sleeve over there. That's why he's drinking with his left hand.
Oh, I see, I see. So what was your inspiration for your OC? Like, why did you want to make him the way he was?
Mm, okay, it's actually kind of inspired by a character that's not on the global server yet, so I can't elaborate too much on it.
Ooh, I gotcha, I
oh,
gotcha.
for
Can you give us a hint?
It's gonna be a character that appears in Singularity. And she's also a commander at some point for G.
Okay, I see, I get you, I get you. All right then. So next we have your next piece, which I find this piece actually hilarious. It was a piece he drew for Anime Expo. And by the way, chat, before you start freaking out, you're gonna see Kruger, and I will say Kruger is glorious. So prepare your eyes, chat. Prepare your eyes. So Girls Frontline Anime Expo 2018 Recruitment Center. We have Hellion, we have Kruger, and then we have Kalina. And then Cherno's sitting there in the corner like, oh my god, what is going on with my life? So what was this for, Cherno?
So basically, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with what happened back in Anime Expo back last year. The Girls Front Line commissioned someone to actually hold a booth at the convention center, which ended up being super packed. Everyone was going there to try to, they
Ooh.
underestimate the popularity. At the time, I previously volunteered to help out, you know, uh, you know, because I happened to be in contact with the guy who was commissioned to organize this. Unfortunately, they did it on 4th of July, and I had prior obligations. As you can see
Oh
in the little
no.
corner, I was seeing Missouri. So the distance there is the distance from LA to Missouri.
And what's with the pile of Diner gates in the background?
The diner gates are a very recognizable merchandise that Mika has been selling over the years.
Were they the
Um,
plushies?
yeah, the plushies.
Oh,
I'm not sure when they're going to come to the North American market, but we can dream. I personally have one that I brought back from China.
oh, yeah, that's right. You went to China recently, and do you want to talk about that here on stream? Do you mind going over it?
I mean, really, what it is just that I was hanging out with Vector for a little bit.
Like,
We're kind of
like
drinking
Vector,
buddies now.
the
It's
Vector,
chill.
Vector-kun, like Intern-kun, the
Yeah.
Vector.
Yep.
So wait, you actually met the Vector, like Vector-kun, the one, the Intern-kun who sets the world on fire, answers Q&A, and suffers through it. You've met the Vector in person.
Yeah. I mean, we've been talking quite a bit ever since I was working. Oh yeah, by the way, I was a translator for the global version, which is why how I came to.
Oh yes, we could bring that up as well. So yes, chat, he did meet the legendary Vivi. And what is a fun fact you can tell us about the legendary Vivi? Like, what can you tell us? Like, you don't have to tell us much. Just give us a fun fact about him, just so we can learn a little bit more about him.
Well, he can hold his liquor really well. He's probably about half my weight, and he can drink as much as I.
Wait. So tell us what he had for lunch, please, because that is something we always
Oh God,
ask. That is
no.
the
I
so
mean,
so
well, we
so
didn't actually go out for lunch. It was for dinner.
all right. So then, what did you have for dinner? Because that is the meme. What did he eat? That is the meme. What did he
Okay,
have for
I guess
dinner?
it's something I can actually talk about. But we went to this Japanese style, I guess like a little bar thing with a lot of basically Japanese street food type of deal. It was actually really good. In particular, I really like this one food item. It's chicken skin gyoza. Gyoza. So it's
Ooh,
fried gyoza, except fillings are wrapped in chicken skin instead of the
ooh.
flour.
I like
Oh
chicken
yeah,
skin a
yeah, yeah.
lot.
It's izakaya. It's
Izakaya.
precisely what it is.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I love myself in Izakaya.
Yeah.
They're great.
So on top of that, so you translated this game as well in the past. So when this game first came to EN, you actually translated some lines for the T-dolls we have. So the T-dolls that we have there,
Yep.
you translated some of their lines. Is there
Yeah,
any
some of them.
is there any T-dolls that stuck out that you actually translated lines for, or is any specific?
A few that I can remember. Like, sorry, I don't remember very precisely, but I translated. I remember I translated F1's line.
Oh, Aika? So you translated Aika's
Uh
lines
huh.
as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That was a particularly interesting one because her line was a bunch of poems. So I have to think about how do I actually make this sound poetic.
Poetic, like F1 is in the Australian gun, so her lines are
Yeah,
poems?
she's a poet in her free time.
Oh, so Nyakuza, who's the Australian here, the good day mate, you like F1, and here we
Yeah,
have
mate.
Cherno, who actually translated her lines. Is there any questions you want to ask him about some of F1's lines?
I was actually the funny thing is the line that she says when you get her, like the "G'day mate," they call me the forest poet. I think I call it forest poet. I was like,
Oh,
I saw that and I was like, Australians would call it bush poet. That's
all right, let me just
that's
find it
all I was.
here.
Yeah, that's actually what she referred to herself as. She's the bush poet.
And I just sent you a message, Cherno, of the line in Chinese. If you don't mind, that's that right there is the Chinese version. And for those of you, I'm actually going to play the line as well. So here we go.
Good day, mate! 指揮官様ですね。私はジャングル詩人の F1!
This is my subscriber
よろしくね
mode.
So it was a bit loud there, but in English it translates to "Good day, mate. You're my new commander. I'm a poet, but I sometimes fight war too." So that's what it
Yep.
directly translates to, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of funny the way she say it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm primarily a poet, but my side career is being a security contractor.
So that's what it is. So she thinks of being a T-doll for battle as a secondary job, is what she's getting at.
Yep, IOP has some really interesting factory settings, I suppose.
Well, you also never know, because the lore of some T-dolls, and yes, that was pretty loud. Sorry about that, chat. It was very loud. I'm sorry. So, what other did you translate any other T-dolls that you're allowed to tell us about?
I mean, I'm allowed to tell you guys what I translated. It's just that I don't remember exactly which ones I did.
Okay. Well, it was a long time ago, after all. And for those of you who don't know, I will be interviewing another person who helped translate the game at a later date. That'll be occurring in the Girls Frontline official Discord. I actually interviewed Sentry. If you guys want to catch that interview, you can go to the official Girls Frontline Discord and check that out as well. Alright, so now at this point, we're about the end of the cast. I'm going to open up the floor to the chat for any questions you guys may have asking for Dragon the T-Dolls, for Cherno about his artwork or his role as a translator, questions about the cast in general. So I'm going to open up the floor. And the first question, why is the MP45 such a best girl? But that's the thing, Ramsarian. They're all best girls. So there's your answer right there.
But is she really the best girl? Let's start a flame war.
You cut off there.
Oh, I was just wondering if she really is the best girl. No.
Okay, so here's one for me. Have you ever gone over the K5 tile double buffing bug mechanic? That's not a question I'd be able to answer, Misaka, as we didn't, for the first thing, we didn't go over K5. Second, regards to bugs, that's something you'd have to probably bring up the official Discord, since I wouldn't be able to answer that. Next question, what should I be sacrificing to RNG to give me less EMP45 flags and blue pills in crates? Well, Madao, what I recommend is if there's a certain T-doll you want to get, find lots of fan art of her and just start posting it on the Reddit. That's what a lot of people on the Reddit have been doing. They've been wanting luck for a certain T-doll. So like, alright, I need Groza. Please give me Groza. And they'll start putting pictures of Groza fan art on the official subreddit.
What I usually do, if I really want a gun myself, I would actually go and play games that feature that gun and use nothing but that gun. Like I've done this for UMP 45. Like I had struggled a little bit at the start of the game when I wanted her, so I just played nothing but like Rainbow Six, and every time I was on defending was playing the US skies, so I could use my UMP 45.
Okay. Next question is, any idea on the exact dates for the roadmap, or can you tell us what's the order sequence? Unfortunately, hidden IA, that is not a question that we'll be able to answer. I do apologize. And, oh, here's one for you, Cherno. Can you tell us more about your OC commander?
Well, I would prefer not to talk about the character too much, as I'm actually working on a comic regarding this character.
Oh, a
So if
comic.
you're actually interested, you can just follow me on Twitter, and eventually you're gonna see the full comic. I'm
Eh,
working on the first chapter right.
And the your Twitter link is actually right there in the chat right there. You can twitter.com/Chernoshka.
Yep, good timing.
And do you remember who each of the four pieces of the wall neon lights item was referring to in the earlier drawing? So he's referring to this
Ooh,
drawing
I
right
actually
here.
don't remember. I
I
only
just
remember the third one being the one for AR-15.
because that's the one that gets dimmed out, of course. And so here, the neon lights are the anti-rain. Yes, but they're the anti-rain team. So each one of those neon lights represents a member of the AR team. And what's funny is that each of these neon lights will change throughout the story as we go on. So watch your neon lights. We actually have these neon lights. We got them from Arctic Warfare, I believe. Right, Nyakuza? Or was that from an earlier one?
Yep.
No, it was Arctic Warfare.
Okay, so we got these from Arctic Warfare, and if you notice, the neon lights, they're going to change, so keep an eye on them. Watch what they do, because as the story changes, they will also change. And here we go. What specific gun do you want added to the game, and how would her character look? Anyone slash all. So, Nyakuza, didn't you mention you wanted to see a certain gun in the game? If you had to pick
Yeah.
one?
I did, and now I forgot.
That's okay, it's okay. Cherno, do you have one that immediately comes to mind?
Well, actually, not particularly. Although I have designed some original characters based on guns that weren't as successful in real life.
Mm.
That's probably not going to come into the game ever, though. So unfortunately.
Yeah, the AWP or the AWM. That'll be an interesting one to get.
As far as I go, there's no real T-doll that I'm interested in seeing either. I actually like keeping it a surprise, and I don't want them to come with any specific gun, whatnot. I'm just happy with the girls that we get. Next question,
Well, Panda
AW.
knows who his waifu is, so
Well, I already have Type 64, so Type 64 is already there.
exactly.
And then we have another one, AWP, where and when. Yes, that is the question. When? When are we going to get her? Just like saying this for a
Yeah,
tap show.
when?
When?
Everyone, when?
When? And there we go. So other than that, looks like that's all the questions. Any other last questions or comments that you guys want to bring up? Nyakuza, Cheno, anything?
Okay, I got one for you guys. We've always gone about our the enemy that we all hate the most. But which one do you actually like the most? Like we all hate scouts, but what's your favorite enemy?
We skipped the question, guys.
Oh, we did? Oh, we did. Oh,
What?
Yeah.
any comments on M200's victory taunt where a rifle kind of goes to the ground? Well, that's the thing. It's just a sprite. So there's no. It's even
Well,
they're really not
that
standing on
that thing
anything.
does weigh. It does weigh 14 kilos. So
And
for that thing,
also, it's perspective
that
as
will
well.
go on.
It's also perspective because when you see perspective and the rifle goes downwards, it's not going into the ground. It's just that she puts it off to the side and it points downwards.
That's about it, I guess.
Yeah, it's perspective. That's all it is. And which T-doll do you want the most live 2D of? Type 64, of course. Nyakuza, who do you want a live 2D of?
I wish Super Sass's Halloween costume that's coming up was live 2D. I want that tail to.
And what about you, Cheno?
I think I would like the AR team to have, their own live 2D model, just because
Oh.
they're kind of the main characters. I like them to act like.
That is true. They're the main characters, and I feel like they should have one as well. All right,
Yeah,
so
Kalina is the only character in the game that you can get a live 2D skin for.
yeah, she's a human. Also, she's also the only human who can serve as your adjutant.
Well, that's the other thing. Only AR-15 is the only AR member to get a skin, isn't it?
Yeah,
Get a
AR-15, which
costume?
has the literary girl, but also they also have the
Yeah.
mod 3 skins in addition.
Oh, but like a just costume though.
So, all right. So back to the enemies that you said we really like, correct?
Yep. Like mine's the Dynagate. Every time I see Dynagates, I love them. I reckon they're great.
You love
Even the big one.
doggos. You love the doggos.
Yeah, man.
Alright.
Even,
Really
even the
cute.
trash.
I can get on board of loving the doggos. They seem like they're pretty good, and on top of it, there's a lot of friendly doggos as well in the story. Like P7, she has 2 Dynagate pets. She has a Chopstick, I think is the name of one of them,
Yeah,
Yep, that's
that is
right.
her name.
and I don't know the name of
His
the
name.
other.
Or his name.
And then there's other ones. There's Banana, which is spoilers, Banana. And then there's Sat 8 also has one in one of his skins. She has a Dynagate pet. So Sanctus Fairy isn't the only one who has Dynagates apparently. Griffin apparently has a couple of Dynagates as well. How
I
we've
thought
Right.
it was
A
only
little bit of lore time.
I thought it was only one. I thought it was only Chopstick. Every Dynagate you see was just Chopstick. Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
that's what I thought anyway. So there's more.
And
Just a little bit of lore relating to diner gates. It's supposedly they're actually originally pet dogs. They ended up being repurposed in a similar fashion to being infected by paraplegia.
oh, so they were pets that went rogue. That's terrible.
Yeah, and then I guess Sanguis Fairy just slapped a gun on their tail and be like, "Hey, you're gonna fight a war now."
You're a weapon now. But the doggos,
I'm just
they have to be lovable and cared for.
I'm just gonna strap an RPG to my Labrador next time I see him.
That don't do that, Nyakuza. That is a terrible idea. All right, and we have one final question, which is, or was it that? All right, what do you guys favorite most like boss? For me, my favorite one is who was it? Was it Architect? She's my favorite. I like Architect the most. Uh,
Aurora Ouroboros for me.
Ouroboros, aka Weaver. All right, Cherno, what about you?
I think it's gonna have to be Destroyer. You know, honestly, I
Destroyer?
feel really bad for her. I feel really bad for her most of the time. Like she's getting bullied by us, she's getting bullied by Dreamer, and she's just getting bullied by everyone.
She gets bullied by everybody. All right then.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty sure 414, 416 has literally said before, oh look, it's that doll we beat up so many times.
Yeah, that was the 404 team in Deep Dive.
All right, so
Yeah, and here's the thing though, each time she gets beaten, Dreamer
mhm.
erases her memory, so she
What?
doesn't even remember. She doesn't even remember getting destroyed. She just keeps coming back.
She is keeps getting bullied more and more. That is all right. That is, man. I feel bad for her. She even mentions it in her quotes, like they always beat me, like, and she's just a little idiot or something. All right. Okay, so that's the end of the podcast. Thank you all for being here, and again, check out the links here. Check out those links. If you like Cheno and Yakuza, follow them on Twitch. And if you like Cheno's art, be sure to give him a follow on his Twitter. Check him out. He does some amazing work. The art we featured here isn't the only art that we featured or that he has done. So feel free to check that out. Other than that, thank you all for being here. Have a great night.